I'm not Philip Henry. I don't look nothing like him, but that's my brother. He kind of put out a little message earlier that it was going down at 7 o'clock on Facebook Live. And so I'm on his page and I hacked into his page, but we're here and there's some exciting news coming from the Henry camp. And so we just want to let you all know what's going on. So at this time, without further ado, I want to welcome Philip and Rose Henry as they come with this exciting news. Okay, they done turned this into a party.
Yes.
Hey everybody.
Hey,
Say hey
everybody.
These are y'all friends. These are your friends.
Yeah,
I don't know all these people.
I don't know them either. Hey!
This is Philip Henry's Facebook Live page, and so he's got some exciting news that he wants to share. And so as he's talking about what he can't see on Facebook Live, as we're trying to be professional on this Facebook Live thing, we want to talk about your treasure finder. So, Brother Philip, can you let everybody that's been anticipating since this morning what treasure finder is, as you can try to find whatever you're trying to find?
Okay. Let me
He's
that.
going to introduce the concept and the idea and the brand of Treasure Finder, and then we'll talk to the Henrys a little bit more. Talk to them about Treasure Finder, Phil.
Yes, so your treasure finder is something that's been in my heart for a long time, for a few years now. Rose will tell you, I've always been about the entrepreneurial thing, always had all these kind of crazy ideas. I remember...
real crazy.
What?
I said yes, real crazy.
I remember our first year when we were married, and I was running off with a friend of mine, and we just were meeting people who had all these wonderful ideas and trying to do things, but I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have a whole lot of wisdom, just had a whole lot of vim and vigor. But again, I always had this entrepreneurial, creative thing on the inside of me from way back then, and that was almost how long ago?
About almost 30 years now.
Almost 30 years now.
Yeah.
Almost 30 years now. So, fast forward to your treasure finder. I think one of the very first persons that I did a resume
Why don't you look
for-
at the camera?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Is anybody on there?
Come on, you look. Just-
All right. Well, yes. One of the very first persons that I remember doing a resume for was Tisha, one of my nieces. Awesome teacher. I think that was like one of the first times of several that she was considering making a transition, and she asked me to do her resume for her, and I hooked it up. It was an awesome resume. She didn't actually use it. But then I think other family members started hearing about it.
Yes.
And that's kind of like how it started. That's how it started.
So to get clarity for everybody out there, Treasure Finder and the resume, your Treasure Finder and resumes go hand in hand. How?
They are one and the same thing. So basically
Okay.
what I do, I help people find their hidden treasure, their hidden riches. First of all, by helping them discover their strengths, their achievements, their abilities, different things like that. Putting it on a resume in such a way that an HR person, someone that they're trying to position themselves to, would really want to bring them in for an interview. And then, of course, the next piece is helping them find their ideal job. Again,
Can I go back a little bit with the resume thing? Because you started writing resumes before Artesia.
Did I?
Yes. Remember, I worked at the bank, and you were doing resumes, and my boss was doing resumes, and everybody was starting to ask you, and my boss hated you because I used to tell him he didn't know how to write a resume because my husband write resumes so much better. And he loved me, but he hated you, and you didn't even work for him. But I was the one that told him that you did better resumes. Anyway, going back to the entrepreneur thing is
Wait, but who did I actually do a resume
you did one for Charlene, you did one for Mickey.
Yo, okay.
I'm just here.
I'm sorry.
No, just-
Mickey was Charlene's best friend. He did one for his sister. And she got the banking job when you did that one for her when she got out of college.
Okay.
Yes. Also, I want to go back to when he loved being an entrepreneur. You know, we had a Ike and Tina situation going on. You know, so I was like, Tina, at the end I was like, that's all you got, Ike?
Oh my.
What? What do you mean?
Meaning, you better get a job because this ain't working.
So, as we discover more about the Henry family, let me segue. Maybe this would be a good time to segue into this because I know you, Phil, and I've been knowing you close to 20 years, if not more. And I know you're an IT guy. I know you're very on the outsides of the military work that you do. You like the arts. You like creative arts. So my question is, why resumes? Why not something that is pretty much closer to, you know, what you already know to do, what would be easier for you to do? Resumes is people-oriented based, you know, and you got to dive into people's lives and try to pull out of their lives. So my question is, why, after doing things in the military and traveling, why would you want to go into the entrepreneurship of doing resumes?
Nosy. Huh. Oh, no, that's not it. That's not your answer. Okay.
Nosy?
Yeah.
You're saying I'm nosy?
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, as we're here to talk about your treasure finder, the question on the table is, Phil,
Right.
why resumes?
You know what? In truth, it really isn't about the resumes. I've always been passionate about helping people find their divine design. Helping people get in touch with the thing that God has really called them to be. So in the process of doing the resumes, actually the thing that gives me the greatest joy is just kind of uncovering and digging out again the hidden treasures and helping people really connect with the them that God has designed them to be.
Yes.
I like
And
that.
then because God has blessed me with writing skills, so I take.
He's an excellent writer.
Thank you,
Excellent
baby.
writer.
Thank you. You can say it one more time.
Excellent
Thank
writer.
you. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Yeah. So I take the writing skills.
We do write papers for students. $100 a page. Okay. Go.
Anyway. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
I have no parts of this. There's no collusion on my part with this. There is no quid pro quo. I have nothing to do with them student writing people for school and colleges. So it's a professional.
Well, you
thing.
already graduated, so I guess it wouldn't be any problem. But no, we won't talk about that. About writing papers for folks. So anyway, back to your treasure finder.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Taking the writing skills, the research skills, the passion for kind of really helping people to discover themselves, putting that all together, and the resume business is kind of like a good place where they all connect, if you will. You know, I do other things, copywriting, email marketing and stuff like that, which all involves writing. So for me, resume writing is just kind of like extension of the whole writing thing.
Yes. So my next question with that is the name Your Treasure Finder, and I kind of think you went a little bit into that, but just give me just a little snippet more of why the name Your Treasure Finder.
He named it that because I'm his treasure and he found me. So he just want everybody else to find their treasure.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes. Absolutely. I mean, it's really hidden treasures on different levels. First of all, in the person themselves. Again, I can't tell you how many times going through the process of, helping someone develop their resume and asking them about, okay, well, what did you do on this job? Oh, well, I didn't really do that much.
Speak up.
They can't hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Okay, not gonna answer.
Anyway, yeah. So just helping people through that process.
I love this.
And like, for instance, talking to them about their past jobs, past achievements, and a lot of times I find people they don't even recognize the things that they have done. They don't recognize the strengths that they've developed. They don't recognize the accomplishments and the value that they've added to past employers. So I help pull those hidden riches out.
Sounds good. He's
Put them
sweating
on
like
resume.
we on a real sweat set.
Because he's
the lights
passionate.
are hot in here.
He's
Yeah,
passionate.
yeah,
Okay.
So let me segue over into your treasure finder.
yes.
Lady Rose, how do you feel about this business? How do your honest, true-hearted feelings about the business of your treasure finder?
I really, honestly and truly, it took me a moment. I had to pray and ask God to open up my understanding, help me to be able to connect with my husband, not only in the spiritual, natural, but even in the business world, to help him be the best man that he could be the best father that he could be. So I feel now that God has really opened my eyes to his passion and what he really wants to do. I think that it's amazing, and I know God is going to take him far. So he's not Ike anymore. He is Philip. He's he's doing what God has called him to do, what God has commissioned him to do, to go out. We have the Great Commission is to go out and to win souls for Christ, but he's going out doing it in the natural to help people become what they dreamed, have that dream job that they always wanted. So I feel like me working with him, I am the better half of him, so that I pull more out of him. I know there's a lot of times when he'd be like, oh, Rose, I need to do this and I need to do that. And I'll sit back and listen. Before, I would say like, boy, you don't know what you're doing. But now I sit back and listen and be like, okay, well, let me pray about it. And then when I pray about it and I take time, I come back and I go, well, Phil, maybe if we do it this way, or maybe if we, you say this here, because a lot of the times I must say I am always right. So, it's just good to be working with my husband and that he learned how to listen. Yes.
That's wonderful.
Amen.
It kind of goes into my next question. I'm a little afraid to ask, but I will. So, will this be something that you'll be spearheading kind of by yourself, but not by yourself, or will you two be working together with this endeavor, this entrepreneur business?
I just want to say, because he's the head, but I'm the neck.
Yes.
So he cannot work by himself. You need the neck to turn the head. All right? So he would never be by himself.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So, and it's an interesting question. Rose and I were discussing it the other day. Resumes is pretty much there. I mean, there are a lot of freelancers out there that, do resumes on their own or whatever. But for me, it's really about creating an optimized customer experience for all of our clients. So the way I kind of think about it is, I'm the chef, right? So I'm in the back, cooking
Yes,
up all
Lord.
these wonderful meals, the great food, the outstanding cuisine, all of the other kind of stuff. But Rose is the host. She's the person out front. She's the one that creates the wonderful experience for
atmosphere.
the atmosphere, yes, for all of our clients. It kind of reminds me of when she worked at a restaurant, Island Breeze Jamaican Cuisine. Just a quick shout out for them.
Fantastic.
Yes.
If you're in the Inland Empire, Jamaican food, Island Breeze Jamaican Cuisine. Anyway, so Rose
In Colton, California.
in Colton, California. Rose worked there. She was a front of house manager, and because of her passion for people and the way she's able to engage people and just make them feel awesome and wonderful and special, she really just kind of turned that whole situation around in terms of the way the front of the house was run. So because of that wonderful energy that she has,
Yes.
her personality, I mean, I haven't totally figured out how we're going to make it work together, but that's essentially the concept and the idea, if you will.
Just to
and we
sidebar.
won't work together every day because we can't do that.
Yeah. So, as a sidebar, how long have you two been married?
We've been married 28 years. January 5th coming will be 29 years. We've been together for over 30 years, 31 years.
So that kind of is the answer to the question. If you've been together 28 going into 29 years, knowing each other 30, then
Knowing each other since we were 3.
since 3, okay, excuse me. So that's an indication that you have what it takes to make it work. I believe that this is going to be something that's going to spread like a wildfire, for a better lack of words. And I believe that if you're watching, if you're sharing this, that your treasure finder, you will benefit from this. You will learn more about yourself. I'm a friend of Phil's, and in conversation and talking with him, many a times he brings things out of me that I don't know about myself, or things that have been buried, that I've let subside within me, dreams and goals because of life. And he'll speak in such a way that's not judgmental, that these things aren't moving in the direction that they should, but he's always an encourager to find that treasure. And so it's beautiful to have somebody that has bigger light to go into the deep depths of who you are, find that treasure, lift that box, and find the gold that is that is for you to find and have for your dreams, for your goals. Don't give up. Don't stop. Don't think your last dream is your last dream. Get in touch with Philip Henry, get in touch with Rose Henry, so they can help you find your treasure. I hope you all enjoy this. I'm pretty sure this is not the last time. We're going to ask that you see this, watch this, view it, and share it. Philip Henry, Rose Henry, any last words?
He finds my treasure every day.
Okay, so
Baby.
please continue to be a part of this. In spite of this is a God-oriented, Holy Ghost family friendly.
Yes.
College students and pre-college, high school students that may want to need this endeavor. Maybe some preschoolers that need to find out who they are on the sandbox. So we're going to keep this PG for the family. So God bless you all. Have a great night.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
He don't know. Finish.
Help him.
Finish. Where's
Facebook.